So moving on to our next story, this one's actually rather interesting because it involves both the One Piece anime and the manga. So talking about the anime first, this article is actually from April, but it does relate to some of the manga stuff later. So we'll talk about the anime first. So the anime was delayed with its 930th episode. Just pause for a second. Let's take a little water break. 930th episode, really? 930. People tell me, go watch the anime. 900. For those of you listening to the podcast, there actually was a water break there. But either way, though, 930 episodes. They're supposed to come out on April 26th, but that has been delayed, and we don't know exactly when the newest episode will air, for obvious reasons, with everything going on in the world right now. So it entered the Wano arc last July. I haven't kept up with One Piece, no spoilers, but I hear that One Piece is getting really, really good, and the anime, though, is adapting one chapter per episode. And it's been doing that for a while, but still, I hear that's pretty rough for fans of the show. Now, talking about the manga, so Oda, actually, the author of the One Piece manga, put out an interesting, a very nice, happy, positive message, especially with everything going on in the world right now. That was very appreciated, and I'll read it in a second. But he put that out on this was on the first week of May 6th. Now we're doing this podcast in late May, although you're probably seeing this sometime in early June. But either way, I want to read the full statement that he wrote because it was in Japanese, but it was also in English as well, which is really nice for his English-speaking audience. So concerning the manga, this is his quote here, or this is his full statement here. Concerning the manga, I'm still drawing every day as usual, and since all of our work is analog, we cannot avoid gathering people. So we have limited the staff to its minimum, and I also have to live a life as far from contamination as I can. Understandably so. That's me jumping in. Understandably so. Now back to his statement. He says, because of that, the progress of the original story and other projects have been slowed down to a frustrating extent. That is why I think there will be more interruptions from now on, but please understand that we are not taking a break because I'm feeling unwell. We are reorganizing work to continue making this manga while staying healthy. So a little pause here. I do think it's great, though, that he is acknowledging, look, it's not because I have what's going around. It's because of the fact that we're trying to restructure this and make this make this work somehow. And also, I do want to mention that, at first when I read that, I thought, oh God, is it, because there's this culture that it's, you want to apologize consistently as if you're sorry for not working, and that isn't what he's saying. He's just saying, look, if you think I'm taking a break or something, or if there's less manga coming out, you might be thinking the worst. Please don't think that. We're just trying to actually make this whole thing work. So he then moves on to talk about the anime. He says, the anime is also interrupted for now, but preparations are underway behind the scenes so that the show can continue even in the current situation. So I'm going to take another pause for a second. I don't know how that will work. I don't know Toei's workflow and their schedule. Probably very different. They're doing, they do stuff in-house. So I don't know how that works compared to other companies that potentially outsource. I don't know if Toei outsources to other countries that are being affected with everything going on in the world right now. So maybe they actually can put out one episode a month or something like that. Or maybe a longer episode a month. That's a bit more of like a special or something. Maybe, I genuinely don't know what they would do. And I don't know how far behind they are compared to the manga. I literally don't know anything about the anime. So I said no spoilers before. You can tell me if they're, not that close, or if they're close, or if this will help them be a bit farther behind. Maybe it won't be one chapter per episode or something. I don't know. So if you could talk to me about that down below or at us at Those Guys Radio, that would be pretty cool. But moving on with the rest of his message, he says, now, in order to support part of your time staying home, the first 61 volumes of One Piece are available for free on Jump Plus. Pause. It says only in Japan, in parentheses. The reason why is because that's I assume that's the Japanese version of the Shonen Jump app, the US Shonen Jump app. If it isn't, and it's something different, either way, the Shonen Jump app that I do use, funnily enough, I've been using it to read some One Piece, trying to catch up with Naruto as well. That is available, of course, in the US. You can get all the volumes on that app. But either way, though, he's referencing Japan here. So he's talking about, moving on with his statement. He says, a manga will not help you through the basic necessities of life, but I'll be happy to help you relax with the story's foolish moments when you need some fresh air. I'm hoping from the bottom of my heart that you will be all safe and well in your body and mind. So That's a sweet message. Also, there's a picture, and I'll try to have it up as we're talking about it if you're watching this on YouTube. And the articles will be down below in the description box as well, and the Twitter. It's Luffy with a mask on, washing his hands, and it looks like the captain, I don't know who that is, hit Luffy in the head like, "Hey, you idiot, wash your hands." But either way, though, it's Monkey Self Disciplined Luffy. That is actually funny. That's a really funny joke. See, that's localization. Not going to get into that conversation right now. It's funnier because he didn't have to explain the joke. Not going to get into that conversation right now. But moving back to the story at hand. So yes, while it does seem as if the anime is going to be delayed indefinitely, at least for the time being, but indefinitely, but the manga, while it also is going to be delayed as well, there is an interesting caveat. So it's only going to be delayed for 1 week, but I don't know if we're going to end up having it delayed for 1 week and then it comes back, and then it's delayed for another week and then it comes back again, because of how hard it is to create the manga during these conditions. It's not as if the manga hasn't had breaks before. The article even states that Oda has taken breaks from at least one issue for every 1 to 2 months. And when it happens, though, the thing is that Shueisha doesn't announce it as a hiatus. So they announced this as a hiatus probably due to the fact of, everything going on in the world right now. They wanted to mention that, yes, it's because of that. It isn't a research break or something like that. But again, though, it does seem like he will be back, and the story will be back on June 8th. Because yes, it's taking a break on June 1st, and we'll be back on June 8th. It's not going to be in the 26th issue of Weekly Shonen Jump. It will be in the 27th issue. And I assume anyone who's reading it in the US on the app, it'll then be out on June 9th instead of being out on June 2nd. So again, I don't know how that will change and everything like that. But what is interesting, though, is Shueisha actually commented on. So I mentioned Oda's comment from earlier, but even Shueisha commented on May 11th that this is directly from the article. The magazine staff foresees more delays for ongoing manga series, as manga creators are now drawing manga in ways that minimize their risk of being infected with the new going on that's going around, and the time required for manga creators to draw manuscripts has therefore increased. So yeah, I'm wondering if it's going to be maybe 2 chapters a month instead of 4, or maybe even 1 per month, depending on the month, really. And if maybe those chapters will have maybe 1 more page than usual, but it won't be a super packed chapter or something like that, because again, they're just trying to get these out with everything going on in the world right now. So manga seems still be going on. Anime, definitely not for the time being. Tell me what you think about all of this down in the comment section down below. Are you keeping up with the One Piece anime or manga? Are you hoping that maybe the anime actually ends up adapting things? Maybe instead of having 1 chapter per episode, it's a bit more faster paced. But either way, tell me what you think about all of this stuff down in the comment section down below.